This week on Council Bluffs News, the vote is final and the fate of Crescent Elementary is decided. We hear from school officials and community members on the outcome and what's next for both parties. Plus, this is who we are, how Bucksnort is not only a sports bar, but a welcoming family environment. More in this month's Chamber Spotlight. And Mark Ekman from the Council Bluffs Convention and Visitors Bureau joins us in studio to speak on an awards ceremony aimed at individuals who normally wouldn't get recognized. That and more, all on this week's Council Bluffs News. Hello and welcome to this week's Council Bluffs News. I'm Aaron Zach. The fate of Crescent Elementary in the hands of the Council Bluffs School Board February 28th. With low enrollment and state funding decreasing every year, the board votes on a proposal to close the school, a move that might save the district thousands of dollars, but also cause current students and parents a lot of frustration.
Ms. Riley?
No.
Mr. Hanson?
No.
Mr. Arthur?
No. And the motion to close Crescent has been, has fallen.
Has failed.
Has failed.
Following a 5-2 vote, a celebration, and
a small sigh of relief because we know that we have a lot of work ahead of us.
a lot of work behind them as well. The vote comes after months of uncertainty about the future of Crescent Elementary.
Well, we're ecstatic. I mean, it was a stressful time, I think, for both the board and the community.
February 28th, board members listened to concerned parents, community members, and supporters fighting to keep their elementary open.
Our little town right here, all these people, we love our town. We can make that school better.
With just 85 students, Council Bluffs Community School District Superintendent Dr. Martha Bruckner says the facility presents a dilemma for the district.
Based on the low enrollment, we have combination classrooms year after year after year, and that is very, very challenging for our employees.
Bruckner also says if the board had voted to close Crescent, the district would save roughly $180,000 annually.
I hear from people that's not very much money, but that is enough money to pay for 3 teachers or more than that in teacher aides, and we can't laugh at that amount and say it's not significant.
Yet for weeks, people, students, and even businesses of Crescent voiced concerns about the negative impact closing the school would have on the community.
Well, I think we compiled a lot of information that I was glad that the board incorporated in their thought process as they debated the issues.
Even minutes before voting, some board members expressed unease about how to handle the situation.
You know, I think we maybe have to be the ones to, tackle this in a different way than we have.
Troy Arthur, school board president, says decisions like this don't come without a lot of consideration.
And all you're trying to do is help the entire area, Carter Lake, Crescent, and Council Bluffs, in the education of our students.
Sierra Warren says having her 3-year-old and 1-year-old attend Crescent in the future would be special. She's happy with the board's decision.
Definitely the small, intimate classroom setting, getting more of like a one-on-one education, really just getting an overall stronger academic education and ultimately succeeding later in life because of that.
With their approval to continue operation, some members of the community feel an obligation to validate the school's value.
We're going to get to work and get more kids at that school. I think one of the things that's important is the low class sizes is a marketing strategy for Crescent. They've got great assets at Crescent. We need to have more kids out there, and I think it's going to be easy to get them there.
One of the possible solutions discussed to increase enrollment is to open a pre-K at Crescent. Board President Troy Arthur also mentioned the board would team up with Crescent to help increase those numbers, but that school officials will have to talk to the families who left and convince them to come back, or convince community members to sell nearby land for a potential new home development in order to spark new student attendance at the school.
The Dreamland Park near Lake Manawa was built in 1992 and is in need of an update. A meeting held on March 3rd discussed how the park is going to change. The 25-year-old park is getting expanded and refurbished. The project coordinator, Len Brannigan, explains what is planned for April 12th.
2 designers on the project are coming from New York, and they're going to be going into area schools and talking to school children to get their ideas of what they would like to see in the new playground.
The year-long process is planned to be finished by next spring, just in time for the summer crowds. For more updates on the project, you can like the Dream Playground Reimagined Facebook page. For your Council Bluffs News, I'm Mike Simmons.
The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go, said the infamous Dr. Seuss. That begins our coverage and news around the Bluffs. At Iowa School for the Deaf, Family Inc. presents Dr. Seuss Literacy Night to promote reading and to celebrate its 113th birthday. The event takes place on campus in the Lead Center. Last year, over 500 people attended Literacy Night. Family Inc. Executive Director Serena Dacus is thankful for the turnout.
So it's a fun night, family fun, lots of games and activities with Dr. Seuss themes, celebrity readers from across the community. So we had Mayor Matt Walsh, Superintendent of Lewis Central Schools, Dr. Bruckner of Council Bluffs Schools, and a wide variety of local celebrities that come and read books.
This year was a great success with even more visitors. The event is much more than just reading books. There are snacks, free activities, and free goodies from local sponsors, such as the fire department in Boys Town. Don't cry because it's over, cry because it happened. The event will return. The circus is back in town. Only this time, they're visiting the Union Pacific Railroad Museum for a fun family evening. March 3rd, the Union Pacific hosts another evening of family night at the museum. This time, the museum is celebrating the circus. Guests enjoy several circus-themed activities. While having fun, kids are able to roam the museum and find a bunch of cool things. Education coordinator Michelle Clark explains when you can catch the next family night.
Family nights are every first Friday of the month from 5 to 7 p.m. We will have one every night this year for sure, probably every night for a very long time to come.
While having a great time, guests even experience what it's like to drive a locomotive.
The Council Bluffs Public Library has been our partner for every family night this year in 2017, and they bring different books from their children's collection to read to the children that come through the building for family night.
To learn more about the event, head over to the Union Pacific's website at uprrmuseum.org. As spring temperatures return, guests line up to learn how to get some delicious maple syrup.
All right, bud, so right here, a little bit of an angle.
Potawatomi Conservation invites the public to Botana Bend Park to learn about the process of making natural maple syrup on March 4th. 2 sessions ran side by side of each other. One session is for the adults and the other is for the kids. The adults had a lecture from Park Ranger John Fenner about the process.
Actually, it's pretty simple. It just takes a lot of time. Basically, you're just drilling a hole in the tree, and you're taking the sap, and then we boil it in our evaporator. And basically, syrup is just sugar that has been cooked down.
The kids session also learned about maple tapping and had an arts and crafts station. The maple syrup tapped and boiled today will be used for their annual pancake feed in August.
Our pancake feed is August 19th this year, so be good. Set your date on your calendar for August 19th. We usually start at 8:30 in the morning.
You can register for the pancake feed at potcoconservation.com. Still to come on Council Bluffs News, this is Who We Are. Find out how Bucksnort has become one of the popular up-and-coming restaurants in Council Bluffs and the surrounding area. See the tasty goods in this month's Chamber Spotlight. Plus, goodbye winter, hello spring. 70-degree weather has returned to the area. See what people are doing to enjoy the unseasonably warm conditions. But coming up next, Mark Ekman from the Council Bluffs Convention and Visitors Bureau joins us in studio to talk about how organizations throughout the area can nominate employees for a prestigious award. Stay tuned.
We asked a group of employees what makes our bank special, and here is what they said.
We're available to answer customer questions as quickly as possible.
We're available to help our community grow.
We are available to explain the benefits of electronic banking.
We're available to teach your kids financial literacy.
We are available to help our local businesses grow and prosper.
We're available to turn your dream of homeownership into reality.
We're available to help our ag customers keep a family tradition alive.
We're available to make decisions right here and right now.
Being available to our customers and communities is not only what ties us together, but also what you want most from your financial institution. And our new name says just that. Welcome to Avela Bank. You'll see that new name when you access our website and your online banking account. You'll see the name on brochures, advertisements, receipts, even on the bank employees you have come to rely on. And within a month, you'll see it on our buildings.
This is a big change, but rest assured, this is the only change we're implementing. We're still the same people in the same locations, with the same management and same ownership. And of course, the same commitment to be available to you and our communities. And that, quite simply, is why we're proud to say, we're Avela.
We are 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 Avela.
We're Avela.
We're Avela.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs News. I'm Aaron Zach. Joining me in studio today is Mark Ekman. He is the Executive Director for the Council Bluffs Convention and Visitors Bureau. Mark, thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Today we're going to be talking about an awards ceremony next month. But first, I want to talk about the Convention and Visitors Bureau, what it is and how it affects the community.
Absolutely. We're certainly not as well known as the Chamber of Commerce, but for a lot of people, we're really very, very similar. We just simply very specifically target travelers to bring into the community as additional customers for local businesses. And as those customers come in town, these folks are coming from at least 50 miles or farther away, they're paying a tax, either the local option sales tax or if they're staying overnight, the hotel motel tax. Well, that benefits local government. And you combine all of that, and that really benefits all local residents.
Well, let's talk about the awards ceremony now. The Council Bluffs CVB is co-organizing with the Visit Omaha CVB for the first ever Omaha Metropolitan Area Tourism Awards. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, we just realized that there's a lot that goes into promoting the whole metro area as a destination. Not only are we working with Visit Omaha, but also Sarpy County Tourism. And despite the fact that we represent 3 counties, 2 states, we're one great destination. And try to find a way of celebrating their contributions, and decided to do it at the very end of April, right as we're getting into the very, very busy travel season.
In a press release you sent me, it said, quote, more than 15 million people from all over the world visit our area annually. And those visitors spend more than $1 billion in our hotels, restaurants, attractions, and retail shops. It's time to recognize the more than 18,000 employees who work in the hospitality industry and honor those outstanding acts of customer service. So my question is, how can we honor those who don't normally get recognized, and why now?
Well, it's just kind of that opportunity where we've got some folks who are really interested in working together as a metro area, as a metro destination, and need to really let folks know that the contributions made by hoteliers, attractions, retail establishments, as well as restaurants and catering outfits, do a lot to the community. You mentioned $1 billion. Well, that's a significant amount of dollars being spent in the community, and I'm sure most people don't realize it's anywhere close to $1 billion. So why not try to have this event, have elected leaders there, have the media cover it, and get that information a little bit further out, and at the same time, make sure that those folks who are so critical to us realize that we appreciate what they do.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, this is Who We Are. We spotlight one of Council Bluffs' up-and-coming restaurants in this month's Chamber Spotlight. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
The We Don't Coast brand is a celebration of who we are, where we are, and how we operate. It belongs to the 30-plus communities who make up the greater Omaha area, including Council Bluffs. The Council Bluffs Chamber of Commerce is proud to help push this regional campaign. Here's a look at one of its many members.
My name is Luke Smith. I'm with the Buck Snort Restaurant, and this is who we are. Buck Snort is it's a fast casual restaurant that started 9 years ago in Neola. This is our 3rd store. We've been open 6 months. We open at 11 every day, and then it's usually 9 at night, except for Fridays and Saturdays. It's a casual dining atmosphere. We don't do full service. You come up to the counter and order. You get your own drinks. We try to bust the tables, but we keep the food coming out relatively fast. Prices are good. We don't have full service staff, so that reflects in the prices. We don't need to hire a bunch of waitresses and hosts and all that. We get kids in here all the time, but we just get families. We got coloring books for kids. Just seems to be a good place to bring kids. I know there's some plans for another restaurant in the making. We just opened the Glenwood one 3 days ago now. The Bucksport is a proud member of the Council Bluffs Chamber of Commerce. We don't coast, and we take care of business.
Students take on a murder investigation in the Black Box Theater on the campus of Iowa Western March 2nd through the 4th. It started off as a calm jury until they voted guilty or not, and everyone said guilty except for one guy. After a while, they slowly began to work it out, even with all the frustration. Jackson Montgomery, director of the play, explains what kind of challenges he faces when putting together a show like this.
There's never enough time for anything, ever. But that's cool because then you have to figure out how to work around that. So the challenge is always time. You could always do with more time. But I think that we've got a really good show.
The show ran from 7:30 to 9:30 each night, and everyone that came out had a fun time watching. IWCC usually puts on one show each year, but this year they decided to do 3. If you would like to know what events are going on at the Arts Center, then go to their website at artcenter.iwcc.edu.
On Groundhog's Day, the groundhog saw his shadow, so that means 6 more weeks of winter. But from the recent weather, it is beginning to look like the little guy may be mistaken this year. With temps in the 60s and getting close to the 70s over the weekend, people are getting more excited about the recent spring weather.
Spring would have to be, I would say, close to my second favorite season, other than summer, but I like to see the rain, I like to see all the wildlife coming back and all the pretty flowers that my mom grows in her garden. Got to get outside while it's nice.
But remember, this happens all the time because this is Iowa weather. So for all we know, it could be snowing by this time next week. For the Council Bluffs News, I'm Bowen Peterson.
Still to come on Council Bluffs News. Plenty of furry friends are still looking for a good home. We'll meet them in our Pets of the Week. And a look at our events calendar to wrap up the show.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
Hello, I'm Terry Gotch Mills, and welcome into Pets of the Week. I've got Sophie with us. Her file number is 23297. She's an 8-month-old beagle mix, and she's high energy like all beagles are, but she's a good girl. She's gonna be smaller. She'll probably be around 35 to 40 pounds, and she'd love a fenced yard or a large acreage. Again, this is Sophie, file 23297. This is Ramsey, and her file number is 23311. She's an 11-year-old Jack Russell mix, and she's a very sweet dog. She is 11, so she's a little bit nervous. She's a very calm dog and gets along great with other dogs. It'd be good to have her in a quiet home. Small children are not recommended. And again, this is Ramsey, file 23311. This is Denny, and his file number is 22730. He's great with other cats. He's got a calm demeanor, and he's very sweet. He's actually in a cat colony with 3 other cats right now, and they get along great and play all day. This is Denny, file 22730. This is Marshall, and he's 6 years old, and his file number is 22839. He's very sweet, very cuddly, and very gentle. He loves belly rubs, and he loves to play once in a while, but he really loves to eat and loves his treats. Again, this is Marshall, file 22839. And if you're interested in any of the pets that you've seen on today, please come down to Midlands Humane Society, located at 1020 Railroad Avenue in Council Bluffs.
Time now for our weekly events calendar. Celebrate National Bagpipe Day with the Council Bluffs Public Library Thursday, March 9th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. There'll be live music performed by the Omaha Pipes and Drums. If you'd like to learn how to play the bagpipes, the band is a non-profit teaching organization that provides free lessons. Cost of attending the event is absolutely free. To learn more about the event, head to the public library's website at councilbluffslibrary.org. Attention all 5K runners! Shamrock Shuffle 5K Fun Run is waiting for your participation. Saturday, March 11th at 9 a.m., runners will get to enjoy the beautiful weather while wearing their favorite St. Patrick's Day attire. The course will go through downtown, through the Rails West Railroad Museum, around Bayless Park, and finally finishing on the 100 block. After everyone has crossed the finish line, there'll be more activities to have fun with. Registration is $25 per person. The event will begin at 7:30 in the morning. All proceeds will be donated to the Teammates Mentoring Program in Council Bluffs. To learn more, head to Council Bluffs website at councilbluffs-ia.gov. Looking for an interesting but exciting evening? Head on over to the Arts Center on the campus of Iowa Western Thursday, March 9th at 7:30 p.m. to experience one of Europe's most extravagant plays, Kirk Laputka. This play is about a group of late-night laborers breaking out of their routine by shedding their existence for a vibrant and an explosion of color, humor, silliness, and more. Ticket prices will vary. To learn more about the show, head on over to the Arts Center's website at artscenter@iwcc.edu. Thank you for tuning in and watching this week's Council Bluffs News. As always, CBTV is very eager to hear your feedback. If you'd like to send us your questions or comments, email them to cbtv@iwcc.edu, or you can call us at 712-325-3312. Or you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Just search CBTV17. And of course, keep it right here for the latest scores and updates for local sports in your community by tuning into the Bluff Sports Zone with J.J. Davis. For your Council Bluffs News, I'm Aaron Zack.